This goes until 10:15. This is a radar indicated tornado. You can see this line moving through Bucks County. There is some rotation indicated in this area. If you are in this area, seek shelter immediately. You want to go to an interior room or a basement if you have one. If you don't have a basement, an interior room away from windows is the most important thing. You want to be as close to the interior of your house on the lowest possible level. Again, a tornado warning has been issued for central Bucks County. It's a very small area, this cell embedded within that larger line of storms that we have been tracking all day long. Let's put on our sweeping radar. It's pretty hard to see here. This is our velocity showing basically the rotation in the winds. Where you see the red, it's moving one way. When you see the green, it's moving another. When you see both wrapped around each other, you're seeing the threat for rotation. So right here we have this little blip of red encased in green. It's not much to see, but it is enough that there is a radar indicated tornado possibly moving through portions of Bucks County right now. So if you're in Hilltown, this is just past you. Right now it's kind of in the center of this warning area, headed for Tinicum Township. If you're in Tinicum Township, again, seek shelter immediately. This is moving to the north and to the east. Meteorologist Tammy Sousa's in here with me. This is moving 50 miles an hour, I believe you said?
Yeah, 50 miles an hour. It's going to the northeast. It's moving very, very quickly.
50 miles an hour to the north and east. So this line is propelled, of course, by these extremely strong winds that we've been talking about all night long. And this cell is moving incredibly quickly. We have severe thunderstorm warnings surrounding this tornado warning as well. The potential for wind gusts upwards of 60 miles an hour. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now for the city of Philadelphia, Delaware County, Montgomery, Chester, Bucks, but a tornado warning again for Bucks County, central Bucks County, that goes until 10:15 tonight. So taking you back to a closer look at this area, again, Bedminster, Dublin, East Rock Hill, Plumstead, and we're going to try to track this for you and see where it's moving to next. But again, you can see just that little hook shape, an indication on the radar that there may be some rotation. Also very heavy rain. This is coming through at night. This is coming through after kids may be in bed. If you're in this area, safest to wake everybody up, get them into the basement or an interior room. We knew this was coming, and this is our very first tornado warning of the night, and it's in a very highly populated area here in central Bucks County. Could cross over into portions of northern New Jersey. That remains to be seen. So another look at that velocity signature. You can see just that little blip of red on our sweeping radar. Buckingham up toward, again, Tinicum. Let's see if we can zoom in on some spots. I'm going to move out of the way here and take you back to this map. We're going to zoom in and see exactly the roads that are going to be impacted and the towns that are going to be impacted here. So let's take a look. 611, if you're traveling on 611, again, Broad Street up through Bucks County turns into 611. That is a very highly traveled road, as you know, if you live in this area. Moving right along 611 right now. Plumstead, Bedminster, Tinicum, Dublin, that's where we start to see this little notch moving through, this shape, this hook shape, an indication of where this particular cell is right now as it moves through Bucks County. Again, this is screaming through 50 miles an hour moving northeast. So again, if you're on 113, 313, or 611, these are the roads currently impacted by this possible tornado. A very small area, but again, central Bucks County in this tornado warning, and that will go until 10:15 tonight unless the rotation signature starts to diminish and the warning is canceled early, but that's for the next 20 minutes or so. So this line moving through the entire region producing severe weather right now, but the tornado warning, only one spot in a tornado warning. Again, if you are in this area, you need to seek shelter, get in your safe space. We talked about this yesterday. Tammy had a plan. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? What do you need if a tornado warning is issued? Hopefully you have your safe space, you get everybody out of bed, don't panic, stay safe, stay calm, and get to where you need to be for safety. Again, this moving through Bedminster, Tinicum is next, eventually moving into northern New Jersey. They have just scaled back the warning size. You can see the areas back toward Dublin no longer included in that warning. Now it's just this very small square area, basically from Bedminster toward Tinicum, that we're looking at this potential tornado. The fact that they scaled back the warning means, okay, it's already moved through a few of the spots in that warning box, but they are still seeing enough rotation here on the radar to keep this tornado warning in place for portions of central and eastern Bucks County. And again, on the velocity, it's tough to see, but what you're looking for is an area of one color embedded in an area of another color. And what we're seeing right now is basically this little blip right here. You see this red, just this red blob embedded within the green. That's an indication that winds are flowing in a different direction where you see the red than where you see the green. And that's what we look for when we're looking for a rotation signature with a storm like this one. So a supercell storm embedded within a larger line of severe storms. We also have a flash flood warning to tell you about. If you are up in this area, Northampton County, right around Phillipsburg, a flash flood warning currently in effect. And we talked about this earlier as well. These storms have been slow moving and they've been raining over a certain area for a long period of time. Flash flood warning currently in effect. And this impacts some major roadways as well. I-78, Easton toward Bethlehem. You may be experiencing flooding on the roads. Very, very dangerous conditions out there, so you want to stay home in this area if you can. We always talk about tornadoes. We always talk about wind damage, but flash. So let's go back to the tornado warning. Once again, if you're just joining us, central Bucks County in a tornado warning until 10:15 tonight. Very small area, Tinicum, down toward Buckingham. This is the area down toward Bedminster, Plumstead Township, also in this tornado warning. Here's the cell where you see these brighter returns. What I mean by that is the brighter colors, the oranges, the yellows, the reds. That's an indication of very heavy rainfall. It's also an indication of potential hail. This could be producing hail in excess of 3/4 of an inch in diameter. But of course, the greatest risk is for a tornado moving through this area, and it would be rain wrapped. It's dark, it's hard to see, and it's one of those instances where you're not going to know if it hit until you're able to go out and assess the damage afterwards. So you have to play it safe, go by what the radar indicates, get into your safe space, get into your basement, your interior room, a powder room, a closet, someplace away from windows, the safest place to be in a storm like this one. Let's see if we can go back and track this. I'm going to step out for a minute and we'll see if we can draw this little arrow showing exactly where it's headed. And we said 50 miles an hour to the northeast. Let's see, 50 miles an hour. Now I have to draw it again. And this is moving very quickly. So the good news is it's moving quickly. It will be moving through very quickly. But if you're in this area, this will be over Tinicum by about 10:02, which is 1 minute from now. 10:05 headed towards Smithtown, Kingwood by about 10:08, Quakertown, New Jersey, that'll be about 10:16, Raritan 10:19, and Clinton, New Jersey by 10:22 tonight. So this tornado warning is in effect until 10:15. The surrounding severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Bucks, Hunterdon, Montgomery, and Northampton counties goes until 10:30 tonight. So even though the tornado warning is, of course, the most dangerous current warning we have, you can see there are a number of severe thunderstorm warnings currently in effect, including Center City, Philadelphia. All of Delaware County, Montgomery County, Chester County, Bucks County, also under a severe thunderstorm warning. So here is that line. We've been tracking this line all night long. It took its time getting in, but now that it's here, severe thunderstorm warnings really have expanded across the entire region. Any one of these storms could produce wind gusts, once again, in excess of 60 or 65 miles per hour. And we have the one tornado warning. Once again, if you're just joining us, we are tracking a tornado warning. This cell is right over Tinicum Township right now. If you are in this area, or if you know someone that is in this area that may not have their TV on, may not have their phone set to give them warnings, let them know that this is over them and it's moving very rapidly to the north and to the east. Tammy's tracking that for me. Thanks, Tammy. 10:02, again, moving over Tinicum as we speak. Smithtown is next, 10:05. Kingwood by about 10:08. 10:10, Baptisttown, Point Breeze. That's Point Breeze, New Jersey, not Point Breeze section of Philadelphia, 10:12. And Oak Grove, New Jersey by 10:14. Now, the hope is by that point, this will weaken enough that we won't see this warning be extended into northern New Jersey. However, there is a possibility that this storm does retain some of its rotation, and that tornado warning would then be extended a little bit further to the north and east. As of now, that tornado warning ends right at the border, right along the river there between New Jersey and Pennsylvania. And again, it goes until 10:15. So what we're looking at now is the rotation, the velocity. We look at this, so when we're looking at the other radar picture, that's showing us those bright colors. It's showing us where the heaviest rain is. It's showing us where potential hail is. What we're looking at when we look at the red and green is where some rotation might be. We're basically looking at the winds. Radar locations are able to measure which direction the winds are flowing, toward the radar site or away from it. So when you see an area of red kind of embedded in the green, which we're starting to see that signature weaken a bit, I think. We still have this little blob of red now moving right over the river. When you see that little blob of red moving through the area, that's when you start to think, okay, this storm definitely has a little bit of rotation with it. And we've been seeing this all night long. Embedded within this line, we had one tornado warning up across the Scranton area earlier. We had one down near DC just about an hour ago. Now we're seeing this tornado warning for Bucks County as this rotation signature moves a little bit further to the north and east.
Hey, Kate? Is there any particular reason why the rotation developed over central Bucks and not points like west of there? Is there any particular reason for that happening?
There's really no way to tell exactly where one of these cells embedded in a line is going to start to rotate and start to spawn a potential tornado. Basically, what we're looking for is instability. So if we call it CAPE, convective available potential energy, storms will go towards the area that has the most energy for them. And if you have enough energy and you have enough wind shear at the surface, they will start to rotate. But it's not really possible to pinpoint which one of these cells along this line. You can see there are several cells along this line. Which one of these is going to start exhibiting rotation? Which one of these is going to possibly spawn a tornado? You know, at that point, it could be anywhere along this line because the conditions are favorable. And we've been talking about this, Yuki, all week long about this particular line moving through. When you talk about wind shear, it's the winds at the surface. You need speed shear and directional shear. So directional shear means the winds rotate as you move higher in the atmosphere, and also the winds increase in speed as you move higher in the atmosphere. When you have that rotation at the surface, that's going to take your supercell thunderstorm and just set it just a little bit rotating on its axis. If it gets enough of that, it is going to turn into a potential tornado warning.
Now, you did say this is moving like pretty fast, so like 50 miles an hour?
This line is moving east at about 50, northeast at about 50 miles per hour. The good news we have now is the tornado warning has been canceled. There is no longer a tornado warning for Bucks County. They've allowed that to expire. They've canceled it early because the rotation signature we were just talking about has weakened enough that we are no longer in a tornado warning. However, we do have a number of severe thunderstorm warnings still in effect and a flash flood warning over Northampton County. So this is moving very quickly toward the main line, toward Lower Bucks, and very quickly toward Delaware County and Philadelphia. We may see another tornado warning before the night is over, and of course, if we do, we will bring it to you as soon as possible. Now, our coverage is going to continue with this line of storms on CBS News Philly and the CW Philly, and of course, back here on CBS3 at 11 o'clock tonight, and of course, sooner than that if we get another tornado warning popping up. So once again, here is the latest. Storm Scan 3 showing a line of very strong, severe thunderstorms just now. It's been a long wait. We've been watching this line all day long. It's finally moving in, and of course, because it's delayed, because it's coming through so late, it's even more dangerous. A lot of people might be sleeping, kids are tucked into their beds, maybe people aren't hearing the alerts come through, but we do have severe thunderstorm warnings really encompassing this entire line. We had a tornado warning that has now been canceled, and now we're watching this line of severe storms. So you can see that bow shape near Norristown, likely very strong winds there. Over Bucks County, we're still seeing these very heavy downpours, in even the threat for flash flooding because it's moving so slowly, just creeping to the south and east. And when storms dump rain over one spot for an extended period of time, you're going to get the threat for flash flooding as well.
Kate, thank you so much. We will continue to bring you the very latest on what's happening right now in our region when it comes to the weather and these tornado warnings. But right now, our news continues. Jess?
Right, and we will check in with you over on the CW Philly or online at cbsphilly.com. Kate, thanks so much. We'll see you in a bit.
Thanks, guys.